Welcome to the lab. We are now ready to get to work with our in vitro seed germination. So what seeds are we going to use this time? What's best to use? We have actually chosen two different types of seeds from two fantastic places. One will be some Astrophytum myriostigmata from the San Antonio Cacti and Xerophyte Society. They are conducting a project called the Legacy Project, and what it is aimed to do is conservation and preservation of rare and endangered species that are native to Texas and the surrounding area, and to be able to grow those out and keep those out in the wild, or be able to grow those and preserve the genetics of those. Now, next up, we've got Scorpion super hot peppers. That's right. So we've got some super hot scorpion peppers, and we got those from one of our favorite distributors on Whatnot, which is Jeff Collects 508. Fantastic distributor. He makes jams, jellies, and sauces, hot sauces, all those types of things. And he also sells seeds sometimes. So we happen to get quite a collection from him. And today we are going to be working with the Scorpion Super Hot. So let's get started. Right here we've got a media bottle of some sterile distilled water that I have autoclaved, and I will be using this to get going. Now, you don't necessarily need to use autoclaved water at this point, but I have it, so that's what we're going to use. And for today's demonstration, I'm just using some Dawn detergent, and it really only takes 1 or 2 drops in an amount like this. Really all we're doing is washing away the debris or anything that could be on them. It doesn't have to really be a soapy solution. It's just enough to kind of break things down, get them soaking a little bit, just clean off a little bit. Okay. And we will start with our Astrophytum seeds. And I'm using some 50 milliliter test tubes. I find that they work well for this, and we happen to use quite a bit of them here in the lab, so we have them. Empty the seeds, or the contents. Make sure we get them all. There we are. There's a few stuck in the corner. Give me just a moment here. Did we get them? We got them. There we go. Get them in that detergent. And as you see, it just covers the bottom, just barely. These seeds are so tiny. All right, we'll go ahead and get those in some detergent. It doesn't take much detergent at all. Just enough to do a little rinse. That's all we're really trying to do. Some myriostigmata. And next up we have our scorpion pepper seeds. We'll put those in vial number 2. So that was all of them. And there again, we've probably got 10 seeds in there or so, just right at the bottom of the vial. Let me see if I can get that. There you go. All right, next up, all we've got to do is just agitate them and shake them up. Let them sit here for about 10 minutes or so. Kind of break down any kind of debris or dirt and dust that they happen to have on them. I'm going to leave them setting and come back to them. We will strain them off and start our sterilization next. Okay, the next step of the process is going to be a surface sterilization process, and it will be a 2-part process. We are going to start off with our Clorox bleach solution, and we have created a 20% bleach or solution, and I've just mixed it up in this milk jug. Generally what I'll do is put 200 milliliters of bleach and then fill up to the 1,000 milliliters with water, so that I generally have about a liter to work with at a time. And now I'm just going to put a little in each test tube, and we'll give them a whirl and let them sit there. And we've got both our specimen in the bleach solution, and we'll continue to agitate it for another 5 or 6 minutes. We only want to let these soak for a maximum of 5 to 10 minutes. We don't want any harm to come to the seed, and 5 to 10 minutes in a 20% bleach solution is plenty to kill off any type of mold or bacteria that may be on the seed. And we will go further with one extra step after this. And I like to just fold the filter in half and let it set off to dry for just a little while. Put my lid back on my water. Notice that the little orange portions of the seed have turned white and broken down. That's due to the bleach. The bleach has killed off that material. We really don't have to worry too much about that. Okay, the final step for this, we will be using some hydrogen peroxide at 3%, and we will let them soak in this mixture, or in this solution, for about 6 to 12 hours. That will keep the seeds sterile. It wards off against any kind of fungal or bacterial growth, and it will allow them to break dormancy. It'll weaken the seed coating a little bit and allow to break dormancy so that we have a higher germination rate once we go to plate them up. Okay, it is time to go ahead and plate up these seeds, get them into some media so they can start germinating and growing. So let's do this. I've got the still air box completely laid out. We've got a new set of tools that are here that have just been through the autoclave in their sterile pouch. I'm gonna move some of these paper towels over so I can use them for later. Go ahead and open my glass bead sterilizer. That should be nice and hot by now. All right, and we can start off with some nice, fresh, clean tools. Here we are. Excellent. And I'll stick them in the sterilizer. I like to keep them in there. That's where I store them all the time. Okay. We're going to start off with our Astrophytum seeds. Astrophytum myriastigmata. And to do this, I'm simply going to dump them out onto the paper towel. These, get a couple more of them down there. There we go. Won't hurt a thing. Set that off to the side. Got one stuck to my finger. There we are. All we've got to do is just set them on top of the media. We want to spread them out somewhat evenly so we can keep a good eye on what's going on. And I'll put the remaining seeds in another jar. Okay. We've got 2 jars of seeds and we'll see how they go. That's from the Astrophytum myriastigmata. I'm going to remove this paper towel. spray this one down. There we go. A little easier lid. I think we're going to put all of these into one jar. And there we are, folks. That's all of our scorpion pepper seeds. We've got it. You have now learned everything that it takes to germinate seeds in vitro. There are a few things that we didn't discuss, such as browning of the media, which is a very common occurrence. When you put seeds, especially I've found larger seeds, when you put them in vitro, many times they exude a phenolic compounds, which is they're phenolic acids is what they are, and they will brown the media. They'll just turn it into a yellowy brown color. Eventually, it will create some ethyl gas and will suffocate the plant. So what you want to do is neutralize that and absorb that while germination's happening, and we do that with activated charcoal. So if you, let me hold that a little closer. So if you happen to have an issue with that and you're noticing some browning of your media, don't worry, it's not contamination, it's just phenolic compounds that are being released into the media and it's changing the color, and it's not really great for your plant. So I have also made up some media, well, I'm just making it now, with some activated charcoal in it. When you use it at about 1 gram per liter is fine. Half a gram works well. You can see all the little specks and flakes in there. And many times, if you guys order tissue cultures that come from other places and they have tiny little specks of black stuff on the roots or on the rooted area, that's generally little pieces of activated charcoal is what that is. So anyhow, other than that, there's not a whole lot to go over, with the exception of breaking dormancy cycles. There are two ways of doing that. You can either do that chemically or mechanically, as well as scarification, right? So scarification is basically scratching the seeds or breaking the seed coat. Many seeds have a tough outer shell that you either need to hit with some sandpaper or put little nicks in it with a razor blade. Or you can do it chemically with sulfuric acid, or even the bleach and the hydrogen peroxide help with that as well. That's a process called scarification. Now, as far as breaking dormancy, one thing is you may need to put your seeds in the refrigerator, for a day or two, or they may need to be subjected to very hot water, not quite boiling, but hot water, and then let the water cool down naturally. Those are two different ways of breaking the dormant cycle of the seed. One way that I like to use is by implementing a hormone called GA3, which is gibberellic acid, and that helps with cell elongation as well as to break the dormancy cycle of many different types of seeds. So gibberellic acid is a fantastic additive to use along with your your normal PGR regimen in order to elongate those cells and get some longer shoots and help with that division, and to be able to visibly see what's happening with your culture. Before we go, we do have some updates from some of our previous classes. Last month we held an in-person workshop here in San Antonio, Texas, and we also teach in vitro cell germination at our in-person workshops. And we were working with a variety called lupine, which is very similar to a bluebonnet flower. And let's take a look at what we get with in vitro fertilization. If you'll notice, there are just a mass of plantlets in there, and that is all from one seed, just from a single seed. And there's probably a dozen plants in there. I will subculture this and show you exactly what's in the jar. I was working with the same seed packet the month before, and just to show you 1 month difference, this is what we're working with. So we've got another big mass of plants inside the vessel, as well as some very tall plantlets. Very tall plantlets. Now, they have stalled in growth over about the past month, and I'm going to say that it's due to a lack of fresh air exchange. It is time to change the media. They've been in this media since February, and this is now almost April 1st. So also I want you to take a look at the media, and we do have some browning. We do have some browning in this vessel. It took quite a while to do it, but these phenolic compounds have started to change the color of the media, and it's time for a media change, or to subdivide this, put it into different vessels, or to just pot it up in soil. So these are just representations of what you could expect within, a very short while. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this module. Be sure to take the quiz down below, and when you're done with that, click the link so that you can go get your new role and you can have more access inside the server. All of the modules that you have taken so far are stored in an archive on our Discord server, but you must go through the quiz process and then click the actual link at the end of the quiz so that you can go claim your role and get further access. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day.